Well, hopefully the internet holds out this live stream. If you're jumping on for the replay, sorry about last night, my beautiful friends. Because this new place that I've moved into, the internet coverage isn't real good at the moment until we get it sorted. So you just have to bear with me. But so far so good. It's holding on strong this morning because last night was raining as well, so it was like throwing it. So I thought, all right, I'll just wait and do it in the morning. So welcome to the live stream. If you're new here, I'm Susie and I help people ascend. If you double tap the screen, that will give me a thumbs up and get some more exposure to my videos and to my channel. Yeah, let me know who's on. Hi Rita, my friend. How are you doing today? Good to see you here. I'm drinking a dandelion root tea. It's one of my favourite teas. Good for the liver, dandelion tea, my friends. Let me know, what does ascension mean to you? Because there's a lot of ascension fallacies out there. So please let me know what ascension is to you, so we can break this down, so we can spread awareness, because a lot of people out there are getting confused with what this whole ascension is, what the ascension process entails, because this new age spiritual community is being so hijacked. There's so much information that's put out there, there's a lot of fallacies, put it that way. Oh, you had a mini tornado over your house this morning. Wow, that's hectic. Are you okay? Yeah, well, if you look at the weather lately as well, there's been a lot of earthquakes and stuff. A lot of natural disasters, because the earth is going through this shift right now. So the biggest thing that they're pushing out there is a lot of fear when it comes to these things. When an earth is going through this big shift, okay? Hello, Bryant, brother. Good to see you here. When the earth is going through this shift, it's normal. We're in a new era now. We're in the age of Aquarius. So the earth is recalibrating, put it that way. We've been through so much trauma, and not just us, but the earth has been through so much trauma. Mother Earth now is recalibrating, trying to come back to her natural state. So if you have a look at all the volcanoes, all the earthquakes, it's all normal. It's all part of the process. Look at it that way. Mother Earth is purging and trying to recalibrate. It's the same as us. When we go through our dark night of the soul, when we embark on our healing journey, it's like we have our own little hurricane and tornadoes and you know, within, because we're being purified, right? So if we apply the external weather, because a lot of people start there, okay, this will help you with your ascension, my friends, okay? Start by, you know, observing the external weather and accepting the external weather for what it is, because when it's raining, yes, we need the rain, okay? But a lot of people whinge, it's raining, it's too cold, or it's too hot, it's too dry, it's too arid, whatever. But the thing is, this is a natural state, okay? We cannot control the weather out there. Part of your ascension, okay, is being in the present moment, making peace with the present moment. So if you can make peace with whatever weather is happening out there, whatever the external circumstances are, well, then you're more likely to find peace internally. So when you are having your moments of when you fluctuate, your emotions fluctuate, okay, you're going to be more at peace with that. You're going to be present with that and just observe it and experience whatever needs to shift. So apply that externally and internally, and I promise you now that you will end up more in a sense of flow state. You're just neutral. Yeah, that's your natural state. You're just neutral, okay? Holy Spirit gives peace. So let's get into this, okay? Welcome, Night FX. There's so much fallacies out there with this ascension, okay? What is ascension? Please, guys, tell me what ascension means to you, because I would love to hear what ascension means to you, okay? Because like I said, there's so many fallacies out there when it comes to ascension, and this new age spiritual community is so hijacked, and they're misleading people. They're misleading our brothers and sisters, because spirituality is nothing like religion, okay? Religion is put it this way, okay, is very controlling, okay, and everything seems to be a sin, you know. If you express yourself, that's a sin, you know, all these things. But it's like, no, actually, yes, there's a difference between doing the right and wrong thing, okay? We're creating karma for ourselves all the time, but your spirituality shouldn't feel like a religion. And that's what they're doing out there, okay? Night Effect says it's about relationship, right? Relationship to yourself, and relationship to the earth, and relationship to everyone else. It's about having compassion. You know, there's a lot of Ascension teachers out there that are missing that, okay? They're teaching you to worship externally, to worship, like, okay, that there's someone greater and higher than us. Yes, we have the universe, God, the divine creator, the most high. But we shouldn't be worshipping anyone higher than us, because there is no one higher than us. Because how I see it, this is my opinion anyway, that we're all equal, okay? We're all equal. And like Rita says, letting go of the ego. And that's exactly what Ascension is. It's about letting go of the ego. You look now, you go and you probably coming across all these different things all the time on Ascension, all these different teachers trying to teach Ascension stuff, but they're still operating from their ego. It's all about ego with them. No. The only way to transcend, okay, to shift, to ascend. To ascend means to reach a higher state of consciousness. You've shed those layers of the ego. You can't just all of a sudden wake up one day and your ego's done. I've seen people out there advertising, okay? People are advertising ego dissolution workshops, bang. People think, no, I'm going to go to this workshop, now I'm going to pay $200 or whatever. I'm going to go to this workshop and then boom, I've just shifted the ego. Really? No, it doesn't work that way, my friends. Right? It's a fact. This is what people are saying out there. This is, you know, but it's a fallacy. It's not true. It takes time to understand the ego. You're observing the ego. You're recognizing the ego traits. And the only way you do this, you're not going to go and do that through some fancy ass workshop. You're going to do that by sitting in presence, in stillness. It means switching all the distractions off, turning off the TV. Yeah? Stop running. Okay, stop running from the discomfort, because when you feel uncomfortable, when the emotions come up, you got to stop running. You got to get to that point where you got to stop running and you're going to sit. And that's the only way to really merge with your spirit. And that's how you're going to ascend, because you merge with your spirit. You get to know you. It's about relationship. It's about relationship to you. Okay, relationship to you. When you understand you understand the keys to the universe. Okay. You understand you. The more you understand you and get to know you, the more you understand spirit, you understand the universe. We're conscious creators, okay? And people out there that are programming you, these Ascension guides are programming you with whatever, put it this way, because we manifest, we put it out there. You write down your manifestations, that's super powerful as well. You write it all down. You think it, you speak it, you manifest, you call it into your life. There's Ascension guides out there and teachers that are giving you their monthly prediction. Okay, yeah, this month is going to be this for you. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be this. It's going to be chaotic and all that. They've just programmed you. They've programmed that into your subconscious mind. Now you're getting about, because you're a powerful being. Don't forget how powerful you are. And then bang, you're creating that. You're manifesting that into your life now. So be careful of that out there, my friends. Okay, this is facts, right? Let's have a look. Christ is the first to ascend to the right hand of the Father, firstborn from the dead, who then ascended to the right hand of God. You know, dude, there's this local guy, and I've been driving past him lately here, and he's an older man, and he wears, you know, the fluoro vest, and on the back of it he says, Jesus saves lives, okay? And every time I drive past him, I'm just observing him and contemplating. And the thing is, okay, yes, I was never religious, okay? I'm half Lebanese. My father was a Muslim. I never agreed with that, okay? I was stuck to my true spirit, my spirituality, okay? And the thing is, Jesus Christ set that example for us, okay, about compassion, love and compassion and unity consciousness. Unity consciousness is Christ consciousness. Now, I see people out there that are so religious, but they're still operating from a place of division. You go jump on YouTube and go jump on sort of religious thing. Okay, I'm not here to have a dig at anyone, but go and jump on some religious short, just go on a little short clip or whatever and have a look. And you go read those comments, and all these people that are supposedly religious are in such a deep state of separation. Why? Jesus Christ was never like that. Jesus Christ accepted everyone. Jesus Christ, he knew the truth. He was so close to God because he was so connected to his spirit. And that's how you ascend. When you're so connected to your spirit, you're closer to your higher self. That's your spirit, your higher self. But you're going to go down these roads of these different Ascension workshops where they say, you know, I'm going to activate your light body. Come on, let's come together now in a workshop and activate your light body. Can someone please tell me what that means to activate your light body? What's your spin on that? Because your light body, your Merkaba, your aura, we all have aura, we have bodies, okay? We've got our physical body, we have our mental body, our emotional body, okay? Our aura, our spirit bodies, okay? So we have layers of bodies, okay? Now, spirit body, okay? And they're claiming to activate your light body, okay? Dudes, the only way you're going to activate your light body is if you spend time in presence, okay? Because when you're present, in the now moment, here in the now moment, this is why I teach presence. Because when you're in the now moment, then your body can come back to its natural state. Your body can heal, okay? You'll start to recognize the ego, all the different ego traits. There's like layers to the ego. You'll start to recognize all these behavioral patterns that you picked up through the ego, through traumas and things you went through. We picked up all these different behavioral patterns, right? So all that starts to shift because you're present, okay? No one can do that for you. If you find yourself spending hundreds of dollars and going down and doing these courses that claim to dissolve your ego for you, you're bypassing. You're missing the mark here. You're missing the mark. Okay, it's about being present and merging with your spirit. When you merge with your spirit, then you'll be able to, and there's another thing as well, bear that in mind, because they, you know, there's lots of videos out there. They're saying, okay, this is how you're going to connect to your guides. They're trying to get you to connect to your guides, okay? Yes, we've been in spiritual warfare, my friends, okay? It's pretty obvious, okay, what's been going on the earth right now. There's a battle between the light and the dark, okay? But when we operate from a place of neutrality, we don't judge. We don't even judge the darkness, because really, the Creator created light and dark, good and bad, good and evil. But we're transcending duality. We're coming from a place of neutrality, yeah? Right, so we're coming from that's how we're operating. Night Effect says, our light body, as you say, comes to life when we are born from above. Jesus said you must be born from above, light body, to enter the kingdom of heaven. To be born is to be above, born again is eternal life. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Night Effects, for that, because this is the thing, okay? The kingdom to heaven is within. And this is the thing, when you're on your journey of ascension, which is, ascension is pretty much your journey of enlightenment, okay? You're waking up. I'm not just saying you're waking up because you're realizing these governments are corrupt. I'm not just saying you're waking up because you're realizing, oh man, these foods that we've been eating all these years is poison. I'm not just saying you're waking up because you realize they've got poison fluoride in the tap water. I'm not just saying you're waking up because you're realizing the whole world has been distorted. I'm saying you're waking up. You're waking up from your slumber because you are realizing that you're not the ego. You're not the voice inside your head. That's you waking up. That's pure awakening, right? You know, Brian, brother, that's pure, true, authentic awakening, okay? And you do that by being present every now and moment, okay? It takes time. It takes a little bit of time, but the more you put your focus, you wake up every day. You wake up, you stay present, because that mind is so automatic, yeah? Pay attention. The more that you pay attention, you recognize these thoughts is just so automatic. The minute you wake up, you just, all these thoughts, just observe the thoughts. Watch the thoughts just float by and pass by. No one can do that for you. I can't do that for you. I can sit here and guide you guys, okay? Because that's how I had to learn myself. I've watched numerous videos over the years, okay? I've read numerous books and stuff, and it still comes down to me applying it. You can listen, you can read and all that, okay? You can seek for years and years, but it's not going to matter unless you apply it, okay? You're very welcome, Night Effects, anytime. Welcome to the live stream. So we have to apply it, you see? Just watch out for all those spiritual egos out there. These people are just, look, if you're out there and you're seeking attention and you're trying to get millions of followers, and look, I would love to have a million subscribers, don't get me wrong, because I just want to get the teaching out. Okay, and I've had issues with YouTube. I tell you now, they've tried to stop my content getting out. Okay, I had issues with my last channel, right? And then this channel, I've sent them about 6 feedback things because I told them I feel I've been shadow banned, and I still haven't had any response back. Okay, yeah, of course I'd love to get my content out more, so I can spread the word of love, to spread the love of light, to spread God's word, unity consciousness. Okay? So please, support my content if you resonate by, hitting the like button and, sharing and just getting it out there, because it will really mean a lot. It's, sometimes I really sit with it and I have a look and I just see so many people being misled down these paths of lies. All these people they're operating so deeply from their ego, they're not facing the shadow. Okay, part of your ascension, okay, part of you reaching states of enlightenment is, man, you got to be a warrior, man. Okay, you have to be that spiritual warrior. It means you got to face those shadows within. What I mean by face those shadows within, all that trauma and those old traumas, all those old grievances and stuff that you've been running from for years. You've been running. When I say running, you've been keeping busy, you've been on the smoke, you've been drinking, you've been gambling, you've been having meaningless sex with lots of randoms. Running. You've been running. No, you've got to be brave enough now, okay? Brave enough now to actually feel that. You're strong enough to feel that. Your spirit will give you exactly what you need. Your higher self, your spirit, will give you exactly what you can handle too. So when you find yourself, you're in presence now, you're sitting there and you decide to turn the distraction off today, you decide, I'm going to sit in presence now, and you're meditating and you're just being, okay? Because meditating, you don't have to close your eyes and do all fancy whatever. You just be. You can deepen your meditation. You can go and do wonderful things in meditation through intention. But just a state of being, like here I'm just being, that's a state of meditation, right? And you find yourself in a state of meditation and you start to think, well, why aren't I peaceful? Why aren't I calm? How come I don't feel like, I'm not hitting this enlightened state? Why do I start to feel emotional now? Why? Because now you're slowed right down. So any energy within you that has been trying to shift for years can finally shift. So then your body can heal. So then you can merge with your spirit. So you can operate from a higher place of consciousness. Okay? From a higher place of consciousness. What happens is your heart starts to expand more. Your heart opens more. What does it mean, my heart's open more? It means that you have more compassion. You're getting about in your community. You ain't judging people anymore. You're looking at everyone through the eyes of love. Yes, you recognize, because when you do the inner work and you face your traumas, you recognize that other people, okay, that everyone went through shitloads of trauma, and you recognize, wow, yeah, maybe this person on the street is homeless and addicted to drugs and acting a fool. Because why? Stuff had happened for that person to get to that state, right? So you find yourself no longer judging. Okay, you start to have more love and compassion. Even for the ones that are, because look, even there's a lot of people out there misleading people. You get to a point where you can have compassion for them too, because they're operating from a place of, they're so buried deeply in their ego and they're operating from a place of lots of wounds, lots of trauma. Okay. Night Effect says, I enjoyed some amazing worship before getting on here. Father Spirit filled my room, made me weep. Father is love. Well, that's beautiful. And this is a thing in this hijacked spiritual community, okay? Like, look, we're all should be at that point now where we recognize, look, it's not just us as a species, okay? There's different forms of species out there, different alien species and from different planets and stuff, okay? And energetically, okay, yes, energetically, it's not just spirit, it's not just our loved ones and angels and stuff in spirit. There's also fallen angels, okay? Demonic spirits. But when I say demonic spirits, I don't say that from a place of separation. I don't say that from a place of fear. It's not about fear. It's just frequency. It's just vibration. Okay? There's a low vibration and there's high vibration, right? So what people are doing is they're channeling. We all have the ability to channel, because channeling is part of our spiritual abilities, okay, and our gifts. We have the ability to channel. For example, me as an energy healer, I can channel energy through me, okay, and I work with Christ consciousness energy. If I'm giving someone a healing, okay, or giving myself a healing, I will channel through the light, the love frequency, okay, the Christ consciousness energy. That's what I channel through me, okay? It's innate. We all have that ability. You don't need to go and do a Reiki course or a shaman course. All you have to do is tap into yourself by spending time with yourself, and you'll start to unlock all these parts of you, right? But there's a lot of these ascension teachers out there that are misleading people, and they're channeling all sorts of I was going to say robots. That's another topic, my friends. They're channeling all sorts of AI, okay, or different aliens, and you've probably heard of them. Oh, this person's channeled the I don't know, Andromedans, or this person's channeling the Pleiadians or whatever. But the thing is, you have to be very careful, because they're channeling through these messages and they're passing on these messages. Straight away, pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what's going on in your body. This is how much presence you should be practicing every single day. So when you're watching content, including myself, you lean into my energy. Practice now. Lean into my energy. And you can feel the frequency of my energy. Okay? Yes, you can feel the frequency. So when you're watching these people and they're channeling different aliens and things like that, you can feel the frequency. You're feeling something off. It means, yeah, okay, that frequency is a low bandwidth frequency, put it that way. You see someone who is teaching from their heart, that's teaching the love way, the Christ consciousness way. It's a completely different frequency, okay? So start practicing that by just tuning right in. Tune in. You can hear them, okay? But when you're watching their content, but tune into their energy. You do this, and then you start to do this in your everyday life when you're meeting new people, for example, or maybe you're going to view a new home, for example. You go in, you tune into that energy, okay? We're learning to merge with our energy. The thing is, we don't need to hand our power away, okay? Rita says AI is taking over. Oh, dude, this whole AI business, okay? Like, it is. It's pretty crazy out there. And look, we're spirit having a human experience, but stay as human as possible is what I can say, my beautiful friends. Stay as human as possible, okay? All this chat GTP business. I was talking to this man the other day, and he was telling me that, people just jumping on this chat GTP, or chat GPT, I hope I'm saying it right, and making resumes, and people are using it to just do all these sort of things. And I think, look, technology, okay, can be used in beautiful ways if used correctly, but the thing is, it's gotten so out of hand that it's actually taken over people. It's gotten so out of hand. Where people are actually starting to merge with the robot. All those little, those little things, those wrist things. You put the ring on and you go, that's how you're going to pay for your items. You got the little wrist thing. All these things that are attached onto the body. People are getting microchips in their heads and all sorts of things, because it's a part of this agenda to merge with it. And there's a lot of Ascension teachers out there that are pushing that whole AI agenda. So be mindful of that. No, we're going back to the old school way. The old school way, how our ancestors lived. It means we're connected to the earth. This is Ascension because you're connected to the natural frequency, right? You're connected to the earth. You're out there, you're connected to the sun. It's raining, you're connected to the water of the rain. You're connected to the trees. We're connected to each other through our heart space, not through our egos. We're not judging. We're going back to the old school way. This is proper Ascension. So be careful with the whole AI agenda, and be very mindful how much time that you're spending on your phones. Okay, be very mindful of that. How much time you're spending with technology. Even if you like to use the game lots on your phone, you always gaming or whatever it is, okay? Be very mindful of that, because the frequency that's coming off that phone, you may as well go sit underneath a 5G tower, is what I'm trying to say. So spiritual hygiene is very important, because you look at it, we've got our natural frequency, and then you got that artificial frequency. It affects our electromagnetic system, okay? It affects us. It affects our aura. It affects our body, our organs, our cells. So phone hygiene is very important. I don't spend much time like watching videos and things like that. If I want to educate myself, yeah, I'll immerse myself and educate myself. Okay, I barely watch anyone's videos on YouTube. Okay, every now and then I'll tap in and I'm like, cool, I'm going to go and do some research and I'm going to tap in. And lately that's what I've been doing. I've been tapping in, having a look where we're at as a species with the whole AI side of things, and the fear that's been pumped out there, and all the Ascension fallacies and out there. Please feel free to ask questions, guys, when it comes to Ascension, so that you can understand, okay? And I'll do my best to share with you my wisdom on what I've learned on my journey, okay? I'll just have a look at some of these comments for a sec. Night Effect says, I was awakened when I was filled with and baptized in the Holy Spirit. Since that day, I'm not the same, man. That's the moment I became a new creation, a new person. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be baptized because, like I said, I've never been religious, but I could only imagine that, you obviously had a glimpse or an experience, an experience of the natural frequency of love and light. And that's what it's about. When you sit in meditation and you sit in presence, you start to experience the frequency of love and light. It's like a deep love feeling. You can't get that from anyone or anything. You get that from yourself, you see. And thank you. And Rita says the kids will learn nothing. And that's the thing as well. I'm like one of those people that I'm very, very old school. You guys who know me have been with me for a while now. I'm very, very old school. Like even on my phone, if I'm typing a message or something on my phone, and you know how it has like your little suggestive, it spells the words and stuff for you. I actually sit there and type the whole word in because I'm like, I'm not gonna like shorten my, I don't know how to say it, I'm not gonna like dumb myself down. I'm gonna stay educated. I'm gonna remember how to spell and write and stuff. Because these kids these days, like Rita says, that they're just numbing their brains and everything's just handed to them. Kids don't even know how to read or write properly anymore. So like I said, we're going back to the old school way. Going right back to the old school way. You have to stay sharp. True ascension is merging with your spirit. It's coming to a high state of consciousness. They're going on about the two world split right now. The two world split. You have to jump on now because it's a two world split. You have to make your decision. But the thing is, it's like people are feeling left out now. Be careful because this is a lot of separation, okay? Okay, a lot of separation. They're like, the two worlds split now. You got to keep up or you're not going to ascend. So people feel like I'm doing something wrong now. I'm doing something wrong. I'm not going to ascend now. People are feeling crap for it and they're feeling excluded. It's a form of separation. The whole point of ascension is to come into your heart and don't cause any more separation because the world is already filled with so much separation. Right? That's what it is, read a dictionary. Yeah. So I lost my train of thought now. I had the most dodgiest sleep last night. I only slept a few hours. I was tossing and turning all night. And then, I literally set my alarm early this morning because I knew I was going to end up sleeping in a bit because I knew I had to do this live stream. So I thought I actually set an alarm, which I don't normally do. So just be careful with the separation that they're putting out there because it's a conscious choice to ascend. You can sit there and you can and go and watch all these fancy videos and people are going to say, oh yeah, okay, yeah, come on, we're going to ascend because such and such said, okay, this is the month now that, yeah, you shift your ego and then we got this workshop here at the end of the month. But it's like, but what are you actually doing to contribute to your own ascension? Are you handing your power away still? This is what this time is about, okay, my friends? This time, right now, on the earth, right now, we're in the age of Aquarius, the golden era. This is where we claim back our sovereignty. We stop handing our power away. We've handed our power away for years and years and years and lifetimes. This is the lifetime we claim our power back. We claim our power back from that system, that medical system. That medical system, we're claiming our power back from that medical system. It does nothing but just medicate people, cover it all up. They don't help you heal. We're claiming our power back from that. Okay, we're claiming our power back from all those systems out there. The justice system, all those systems, they're all going to shift and change. We claim our power back. So be careful in that spiritual community because they're still teaching you to hand your power away. Or come to this workshop here and come and do this because, yeah, I'm going to shift your ego for you. Or let's activate your light body. It's all bullshit. I'm sorry. It's all bullshit. So pay attention. Pay attention, okay? All you have to do is be present and go with it. Go with the flow. Because that's another trap as well. Because you feel like ascension, your evolution, your enlightenment shouldn't feel like a task. Do you feel like that? Have you felt like that many times on your journey where you feel like, oh, I need to be doing. I wake up, oh shit, I've got to go. I've got to study this so I can be ascended. Oh, I got to line up all these videos to put them on my watch later list, right? Watch it later. Yeah, so I can ascend. But the thing is, you actually do the opposite. You do less. Less is more. Because you're being. Just be. Just be. And when you just be, everything will start to fall in place for you. Like I said, when you be, the real healing takes place. Whatever you've been pushing down is going to start to come up to the surface to be healed. And yes, you know, we have like all these portals and stuff, right? That's another big thing. We have the Lionsgate portal coming up on the 8th of the 8th. Okay, you guys probably heard of it. Okay, portals, significant dates like that. The same as like full moons. Okay, new moons, Lionsgate portal. You know, all these different big energy influxes. The same as when we have the Schumann resonances peaking as well. Same as when we have, you know, a lot of enhanced geomagnetic activity. It's more energy. Okay, it's more energy. So us as energetic beings, we're alchemists, okay? We play with energy. We shift energy. So when these portals, all these things, these Lionsgate portal and all these things, it's an increase in energy. So you as an alchemist, you're playing with energy now, it's more enhanced. So yeah, these are powerful times to manifest and stuff, okay? They're very powerful times. But also a lot of black magic gets pushed out at these times too from a lot of these people that are working for the darker side. So just be mindful of that. They push out a lot of black magic and stuff at this time. They siphon a lot of people's energy at this time. So protect your energy by all means, okay? And if you're coming across content and you're watching things and it just feels off, okay, yeah, it means it's off. Don't second guess yourself. Trust your intuition. Your intuition will never let you down. Your intuition is that feeling inside. You know, it's that knowing. That's intuition. The more you trust your intuition, the stronger it's going to get. Like I said before, it's like training a muscle, okay? The more you build, you train your muscles, hypertrophy, it's going to build, okay? It's going to get stronger and stronger. Same as intuition. The more you trust intuition, the stronger it gets, okay? So just be careful. Don't be fooled out there, okay? Don't be fooled out there. And Rita said it perfectly just before when I asked you guys, what is ascension to you? And ascension is about dissolving the ego, okay? Dissolving the ego, because then you'll get to that point on your journey where you will no longer need to suffer because you recognize, okay, yes, the sadness, the grief, the anger, the shame, the guilt, all these, it's just emotions, okay? And it's not even you. It's not the true you. The true you, the authentic you is you, your higher self, which is spirit. That's the true you. You see? That is the true you. And that's what you want to put your focus on. Just leaning into and spending more time with you. Put your focus there and your life will shift. I promise you now. I worked, like, you get to that point where you won't suffer. Yes, you'll feel the emotions as they come up. You're going to feel the grief as the grief needs to come up to be shifted. How do I know that? Because I've done that. Okay, I lost my son. I lost my son a few years ago. Okay, and yeah, I went through the trauma. I went through the grief. I went through the anger. I went through all that. And I was pretty developed prior to losing my kid, right? But dudes, like, I was always on that path. I was always seeking and chasing and learning psychology side of things. I even worked in mental health, trying to understand the brain and things, you know? And I learned that the only way to shift it is to just be with it and just to accept it. Like, be in a state of full surrender. Whatever your body is presenting to you, be in a state of full surrender. Like last night, I couldn't sleep. I was laying there. What can I do? My body wanted to be awake. I had this big headache. I don't normally get headaches. I'm like, well, my body's doing its thing. I have a choice. I can be present with this and accept that, or I can shift the other way, get my panties in a bunch and start working myself up. Why? It's unnecessary, and then put myself in a state of suffering. Oh, I keep looking at the clock and all that. No, I don't do that. It is what it is, and here I am right now. So that's another thing as well. They're out there with these ascension symptoms. Our body is changing and shifting all the time. Ascension symptoms. Your body is purging. Your body is healing. The more present you are, okay, now your body is actually in its natural state. Your body has the ability, our body is so intelligent, our body has a natural ability to heal. We just have to give our body the right conditions to be able to heal. I'm talking diet, lifestyle, not living a sedentary lifestyle, like move your body, get out there and train, do some form of exercise, eat correctly, okay, have good spiritual hygiene, spend time on the earth. But when you're sitting in presence, your body is now in its natural state. Your body can naturally start to heal. Okay, you think about it. We've got the Lionsgate, for example. We have the Lionsgate portal. Okay, now you're feeling those energies now. Are you noticing? Pay attention. Okay, go inward and pay attention. Don't worry about anyone else's experience. Pay attention to your experience. All right. your experience, like, oh, why am I feeling a bit more like, energetically? I can feel a bit more intense now. Maybe emotions is feeling a bit more intense because the energy is merging with your energy, and your energy is trying to shift. Yeah, so you just allow it. You just allow it to shift, right? Allow it to shift. And you're just in a state of flow. Just let whatever needs to shift simply shift. You're just in a state of flow. But with the Ascension symptoms, because now your body is like, okay, your body can purge now. You've been holding on to old energy, say in your lower chakras. Maybe you've been holding on to a lot of guilt or shame. You know, maybe you've had a lot of shame because you experienced sexual trauma or whatever it may be that you were holding on to shame for. You may not even know. It may not even be in your conscious, but it's there. And now things are starting to shift up because, you know, you're sitting there, you're meditating, you're just zoning out, and then now things are coming up to the surface, okay? Because your brain now knows what to do. Your brain's pushing that stuff up for you to process now. And then physiologically, maybe you start to feel a bit nauseated because the energy now is shifting in your stomach, in your solar chakra. The energy's shifting now, you see? But then they're making all this big hype on Ascension symptoms and stuff, and it's like, but then you're in your head again. Oh, Ascension symptoms. Oh, your Lionsgate portal. There's a whole list now. People are saying there's a whole list now. This Lionsgate portal, you're going to feel headache. You're going to feel scattered. You're going to feel this. Dudes, okay? Let our body do what it needs to do, but get out of your head about it. Because the more in your head, if you say you got a headache, you're in your head about it, your headache's going to intensify, right? Try it next time you got a headache. Get in your head. You will see it'll intensify. But you have a headache or you feel nauseated or whatever, just be with it. Accept that. And I promise you, it'll shift a lot quicker. You'll shift so much quicker. You know what I mean? It's like I go gym and I train. Like my legs, okay? I'm feeling my legs today. I had a good leg session yesterday. This morning I wake up, I'm walking around, like, shit, I can feel my legs. But I could sit there and whinge and get on the whinge bag. I'm like, oh, cool, okay. I'm training, good. My legs is hurting, cool. I'm trying to build my legs and that. Yeah, it feels good. I accept that. I accept it, everything. Just accept everything. Yeah, Brian, leg day. I hope you've been training, brother. Have you been training? So just keep going inward. Keep going inward. That's good. That's really good, bro. Keep training, man. Keep training. Okay, just keep going inward, my friends. Just try not to be like, because that's what I mean. There's just so much out there. You know, there's people that are convinced that they're better than other people. No one's better than anyone. No one is better than anyone. Brian says I can do more. Well, you know, just set yourself some goals. If you guys are struggling to get into your fitness and stuff, because fitness is where it's at. Like I've trained all my life. I love training, you know. We have to move our body. If you're struggling with that, just set yourself little goals. Just consistency is key. Just give yourself like 10 minutes then even. Okay, today I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. I'm going to go for a walk. Or I don't know, you got a hula hoop for 5 minutes. Okay? You're going to hit the gym. Don't overwhelm yourself if you're going to hit the gym. You want to start training and, you know, sculpting your body. Don't overwhelm yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to go in the gym today and you know what? I'm just going to do bicep curls today then. And if you only manage 10 minutes of bicep curls, that's huge. Praise yourself. Love yourself. Don't get in your head about an ego. Be present and be like, yeah, that's what I just did. And then go home and have a good feed and look at yourself in the mirror and own who you are because you're doing the best you can. So don't be hard on yourself. It's just about staying consistent. Every day, just stay consistent. Yeah, you did 10 minutes today? Cool. Tomorrow you're going to go in and you're going to like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go and train triceps then. I'm going to do shoulders. You did a 15-minute shoulder workout? Well, that's awesome. That's good. Then next week, you go train shoulders again. Maybe Monday's my shoulder day then. Yeah? Tomorrow I'm going to train back, for example. Set yourself those little goals. All right? You wake up, you're feeling sluggish, you're feeling tired, you didn't sleep. But I know I need to work out today because my mental health needs it. I need to keep my body in alignment and stay nice and balanced. So listen to your body. If you're tired, you need to sleep extra, have an extra sleep. But then wake up. If you're feeling good for it, all right, cool. I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk then. That 10-minute walk turns into half an hour walk because you're in the moment, you're in the present moment, you're not in your head. You're cruising like, yeah, shit, I'm out here. The birds is chirping. Yeah, man, I'm looking around. Yeah, the earth is shifting. I'm raising my vibration. I'm ascending the organic, righteous way. Yeah, and I have compassion for myself because I'm tired and I decide I'm not going to go gym today because I'm tired. I'm going to rest and love myself. But then tomorrow I'm going to get up. I'm going to train like a beast. So don't be hard on yourself. We got this, my beautiful friends. I love your name. It says, I'm not sure right now. First time crossing paths. Well, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Rita says, I make pain disappear instantly. Please share with us how you do that, Rita, my friend. Because it's all in our head. Like everything is in the head. The more you observe and study that ego, you realize like it's the ego. The ego is the block. The ego is the block to your ascension, to your path of peace. Because it doesn't matter what's happening in life. Like you could be in the most fucked up situation, which I have been many times, right? And so have you, okay? Or it could be crazy out there. Like, there's a lot of crazy shit happening. There's AI takeover out there. There's natural disasters, all these things. But if you can just come to a place where you accept everything is what it is, and you focus on you, doesn't mean ignore what's happening out there in the world. It just means you're present, you're focusing on you, because the more you focus on you and you raise your vibration by going inwardly, okay, your energy is big. That energy is going to emanate. You're going to walk, everyone you walk past, everyone you have an interaction with, everyone you speak to, everyone you drive past, everyone you walk past, you're at the gym, you're pumping, everyone you're pumping around. Like your energy is just, that's your energy. You don't realize how powerful we are. So our energy is lit. So you do make the difference. You make the difference. So, and use that as motivation too. If you're struggling with motivation for, to stay on task, to stay present, or to, if you're struggling with motivation with your diet or whatever, for example, use that as a motivation. Yeah, actually, because the more light that I can embody, okay, and the more that I can shift within me, I'm actually helping a whole earth shift. Okay, a whole earth is going to shift. So when I do the inner work, you do the inner work. I'm eating correctly. I'm training. I'm cultivating my heart space. I'm operating from a place of love and compassion. Yeah, I'm doing that. You're doing that. Rita's doing that. Brian's doing that. Night Effects is doing that. We're all doing that, right? And it's like, yeah, that's how the earth is going to shift. And they say in the two world split, it's a conscious choice. If you want to embark on your path of enlightenment, it's a conscious choice. No one can do that for you. So just be careful out there, okay? If you're new to this concept of ascension, if you're new to the concept of ascension, just be mindful of that, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there that are very unhealed, okay? And they're so deep in their ego. They want all the attention. They want to make all this money and stuff. Like me, I don't want to make a shitload of money. And I'm the most humble person. Like every now and then I'll play the lotto. I was real anti again because I was like, no, it's all part of the matrix. But I was kind of like, every now and then I'll play. I was like, oh. And my intention is I don't even want to go and buy a fancy ass yacht and all this dumb stuff. Like, what for? I'm so humble. The first thing I think is like, I'm going to upgrade my mobile phone and get some good filming equipment. That's me. You win the lotto, Susie, when are you going to buy a Ferrari? I ain't going to buy a Ferrari. Maybe buy me a nice turbo. Shit, get a good rally art or something. But I just think the first thing I think is for humanity. That's my heart frequency, and I've been through some stuff, man. But my heart, nothing can ever taint your spirit. Put it that way. Like, you've been through those traumas, you've been through the sexual trauma, you've been through the abuses, you've been through the psychological abuse, you went through all that with the government even, all that, but your heart stayed pure. And I used to say to my son, my beautiful Lukey boy, I said, just because evil touched you, you never turn evil, so nothing can ever taint you, okay, nothing. So remember that. Even if you're sitting in the darkness right now and you're really struggling, you're sitting in the darkness right now, just know that the light is there because you are the light, and things are going to shift and change. It's just when we're resisting, okay, when we have like the dense energy come over us and we're resisting that, okay, when we resist it, it will stay longer. When we can, okay, I surrender now, okay, I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling dense, okay, maybe I wake up, feel depressed. Completely surrender to that, and I promise you it will shift, okay? You bring this, just be present and it will shift. Rita says by bringing in energy and not dwelling on the pain. That's beautiful. So Rita's working with the light energy, and that's what we can do. You work with that light energy. We don't need to hand our power away. Okay, we have those abilities, and like I said, the more time you spend in presence, the more you realize that you're gonna feel that energy through you. You'll feel the energy coursing through your body. You feel it all. Brian, lost my mother unexpectedly Tuesday. I found her. I know Luke is looking out for her. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Susie. I surrender. I'm so sorry, Brian, about your beautiful mum. Oh, sending you so much love. So much love. And, you know, it was Mum's time to cross over now. And you know, of course Luke's looking out for her, my brother, you know. And Luke and your mum now, Luke will probably be helping your mum transition across, you know. And that's what Luke does. My son Luke in spirit, that's what he does. You know, we'll connect in just recently. And he does a lot of work when people cross over, particularly to suicide, because he exited through suicide. And he helps people that cross over, particularly kids that cross over through suicide. He helps them cross over. So that's big work. So Spirit's doing big work, we're doing big work, and your mum's going to be doing big work too, Brian, because, you know, and as you know, bro, like, you know, Spirit lives on. Spirit lives on. There's no such thing as death. We just leave our body. This is just temporary. The more you wake up, the more you merge with your spirit, you realize that the more you know your spirit, the more you understand your mum in spirit. The more you know your spirit, the more you understand your child in spirit. The more you know your spirit, you understand spirit as a whole. You understand the collective spirit as a whole. Just sending you so much love, so much love. And, you know, just keep working through the grief, okay? Allow yourself to feel. That's how we heal, okay? I know it can feel intense at times, okay? You have those moments with grief. This is grief. You're up and down sometimes, okay? Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're fine. You know, you think of your loved ones and you smile, but then sometimes, you know, I was thinking of Luke last night in bed actually, and I just cried because I was thinking of him. I was like, oh, you know, we just go with it. We can't fight against it anymore. That's how we just end up with so many blocks. We just ride the waves and look after yourself through the process too, bro. Like, you know, train, you know, training's good for you. And I've seen you on those dumbbells, man. Keep pumping, bro. Like, you know, keep pumping. So if everyone here, and even if you're jumping on for the replay, please send Brian lots of love and healing energy. And Rita, with your beautiful light works, I ask that you please send Brian lots of love. All right, guys. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to drop them. And if you're on the replay, please feel free to drop any questions and stuff. And yeah, well, hopefully, actually, I'm actually pretty impressed because my phone's held out pretty good. So with the service this morning, so that's awesome. I think I'm going to have a lazy day today. I'm not going to go to the gym. It's Sunday. I'm going to have a rest day. I'm going to make a mean feed in a minute though. I'm going to make some broccoli. So I'm going to have, okay, for my breakfast this morning. I've got some ground beef, so I'm going to like fry up the ground beef with lots of spices, and then I'm going to like put that like with my steamed broccoli, and then I make like a tahini sauce and I pour that over the top. I think I'm going to put some cucumber, and I'm going to eat and just listen to the rain and be present, my beautiful friends, okay? I hope this quashed a few fallacies for you out there and help you realize, if you didn't know, that, you know, you hold the keys to your ascension, okay? You hold the keys to your levitate, okay, my beautiful friends. And if you're new here, I'm Susie and help people ascend. So please bear with me in the meantime with my internet connection side of things. And I don't know what YouTube is doing, guys, to be honest. I don't know what they're doing with my content and these algorithms and stuff, you know. It's but I'm still pushing through. I'll still make content, you know. And I haven't been as regular as I'd like to be. I've just been navigating this new chapter here. I just moved here. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, so I'm still adjusting and stuff. So it's been huge. So, but I'm still here, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Send you guys so much love, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, one love, guys. See you soon.